participating in our Solar Mini Boat Challenge. I'm Vivian.
My name is Joe.
And we're here to show you on how to successfully build your own solar mini boat. You want to ensure that your boat goes as straight and fast as possible, and we're going to show you how. Please ensure, first of all, that if you need to make any adjustments to your boat, such as punching holes or cutting, to have some adult supervision. Safety is important. We're going to go over the materials. We're going to pass it on to Joe.
Okay, so I'm going to go over the materials and maybe some tips on how you can make your selection to make the best possible boat for this project. So in this kit, you're going to have a few items. You're going to have your instruction booklet, but we're making this video so you don't have to go through that. There is some useful tips in there, but again, it can be a little confusing. And again, we're going to go through all that here. So some of the stuff you'll have in this kit is you'll have the actual solar panel itself with some wires, some wire nuts. You'll have the actual motor with also 2 different options for a propeller. Now that you have all your materials in the kit, the next thing that you guys got to select is bottles. And obviously there's all different types of shapes and sizes in your bottles. And this is actually a very important process in making the boat. So make sure that you don't have 2 mismatching types of bottles because you're going to need at least 2 similar sizing bottles for them to fit into your current build. It's also very important to pick the design. Some bottles, such as this one, is a little bit lighter and it has a little bit thinner material, whereas someone like this is a little bit sturdier and harder plastic. Both have different benefits. And also the aerodynamics can play into effect. If it's more of a smoother boat, it might cut through a little bit better. So again, bottle selection is very important, and make sure you guys choose the right bottle for your guys' build.
The next part is engineering and building. Please make sure that you work with your partner to determine what type of boat works best for you. There are going to be 2 types of boats that we're going to be going over. Please ignore the submarine boat in your booklet, as this type of boat does not work best for the solar mini boat race. If you want to build it, feel free to build it on your own time, but we don't recommend it for this race.
Now we're going to show you how to construct your guys' speedboat if this is the option you want to go with. First, you're going to start off with 1 water bottle that is completely intact. This is going to be your main vessel, and you want to be sure that you do not make any holes or any punctures in this one. This one needs to be airtight. The next one you're going to be using for the back end for your rudder and also for spare materials. So we already did cut off this end right here, and this end is mostly made for your guys' rudder. Now this rudder is very important. It's with this bar right here. And then you could use the scraps of your leftover of your second bottle. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be cutting a piece of plastic and taping it. You could be using either this double-sided tape that's provided in the kit or the Valley County Water District tape that we have is this Gorilla Glue one. This one's also really good. But what you want to do is you want to tape it, and from there you poke a hole on this back end from one end to the bottom, and then you put the rod in the bottom. And from there you're able to slip this back end onto your main vessel. Then next, what you want to do is you're going to be creating like a little cradle with another piece of plastic for the motor that mounts on the bottom, and then you get your solar panel that mounts on the top. With all those components are put together, we actually have one already constructed right here. Again, this rudder is very important right here. And again, it's all about the engineering and experimentation with this project. So feel free to cut this at different angles, see what best works for your boat. And then also with the motor mount right here, make sure there's enough clearance on the bottom. If you have it totally up against a plastic bottle, this little propeller right here is going to start rubbing on the bottle. So just make sure there's enough clearance there. Also make sure that you have the wires properly connected. But yeah, again, this is kind of in a nutshell how to construct your boat. We don't want to give you guys too much information. We want you guys to experiment, have fun, engineer, and do what you can do for the best for the race day.
Next, we're going to be going over airboat. For your airboat, you're going to need 2 bottles of the same size and height. For your third, feel free to play around or experiment with what type of material works best. For your airboat, you are going to need the 2 bottles to be mounted side by side. So for your rudder mounts, you will have 2. One will be placed on the top and the other at the bottom. You are going to need to punch a hole through your mounts so you can have the rudder go through it. Next, we'll be going over our motor mount. For the motor mount, you are going to need a longer strip compared to the speedboat. Feel free to cut one long strip or 2 strips. Then you want it to be securely taped. Make sure that the propeller is not touching the bottles. You want this pretty much over 1 inch. Feel free to experiment.
Now, I hope you guys have a better understanding of how to construct your guys' solar boats. Some of the key takeaways I want to share with you guys is just remember that your airboat is propelled by air, and your motor is going to be up top, suspended, propelling your boat forward. And the other boat will be your speedboat, which the motor is going to be mounted below, and that's going to be pushing the water, making your boat going forward. One thing I can't stress enough is your guys' angle of the motor. Making sure that your motor is as straight as possible. Any kind of tweaks to it might propel it in a different direction. Also the same thing with your rudder. When this is mounted behind your motor or in the water, this is going to determine what direction your boat is going. So it's really important to make sure you have this properly designed and make sure you guys are happy with that construction.
Most importantly, make sure that your boat is being tested in full sunlight. If you go outside and there's partial shade, there's a chance that your boat might not be able to take off. So make sure that it's sunny outside so you can give your boat a test. Also, once you're done building your boat, feel free to design, customize your boat. Feel free to paint it, put some decorations on it. We encourage creativity.
Well, we're really looking forward to see what you guys come up with. We really encourage you guys to be creative, do what you can to make your boat look different, and do the best you can with its performance.
On behalf of Valley County Water District, happy racing and good luck.
See you race day.